Oh, I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think.
There you go, it's all you, Captain.
No, it's all him, it's not all me.
That's who I was talking to.
Captain.
The captain.
Yeah, the captain of the ship. I'm just a rider. I'm not the one that's doing the ship. I don't want to be in charge of the ship. It's special. You know, I was hearing something today, and they were talking about Moses again, and it was like Moses is dead. Okay? But when they did that, listen, he repented for them, he prayed for them, he did everything to keep them right with God. They didn't even have to do their own spiritual work. They were just like, okay, Moses, we have an issue. Go to God and take care of it. And see, that's the way we're still doing it. A lot of the church is like, listen, we have a problem, we're going to come to you, and you should go to the throne before you go to the phone. But everybody's wanting to go to the phone and get everybody else involved in what's going on, and those people can't even help you. They're so messed up themselves. Can you imagine some of the people y'all ask for advice sometimes? Y'all be like, listen, I know you're having an affair on your husband, but let me tell you what happened. I need some advice. And you're asking these people that are more messed up than you are some advice about some stuff, you know? And we don't even realize it that we're doing it. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot what a mess your life is. Maybe you're not the person I should be calling. But really, you're just calling for sympathy. You're calling for somebody to tell you that you're right. That's why people don't call me. When they usually got an issue, they'll call each other and be like, let me tell you what's going on. And then I'll hear about it through the grapevine, and I was like, oh, well, why didn't y'all call me? Because we knew what you would say. We knew what you would say. Because, listen, if you want counseling and you want patty cake counseling, you probably shouldn't call me. Because, listen, if I'm not honest, and I would rather hurt people here than have people hurt there. I would rather you be offended by something I say here than be at the throne of God and say, I didn't know. Nobody told me. I can't say what people want me to say so that it makes other people feel better. And that's what a lot of churches is doing. Like the last church I went to, the preacher was always standing up there apologizing. He was always like, I'm sorry. If this is what's going on, I'm sorry. Is everybody okay? You know, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to upset anybody. Listen, 90% of the time, if you got something going on, God's going to offend you. Because I won't even know what's going on in your life, and if I start speaking about something and it hurts your feelings, you need to ask God what's going on. Because I don't know what's going on behind y'all's closed doors at y'all's house and stuff. So if I start preaching on something, don't kill the messenger. I've wanted to kill the messenger before. I wanted to punch an old lady right in the eye. I was going to punch her right in the eye. I was so mad that service, I never heard what the preacher said. Because I was ticked off. She asked me whose God I was talking to. She said, whose God are you talking to? I was like, I'm talking to God. She said, well, my God says he's the God that healeth thee, and by his stripes you can be healed. You better take your Bible home and study it, young lady. I was so mad. Because she asked me whose God I was talking to. I thought I was talking to God this whole time. Right? So I was upset. So I got in the car, and I'm driving home, and I'm like, how dare her ask me who's God? I'm talking to you, God, right? Right? Because I'm checking with him to make sure I've been talking to him. I was like, I've been saved since I was 12, right, God? Right? And so what in the world? Why would this happen? And da-da-da-da-da-da. And he said, well, what does the Bible say? What does my word say? And I was like, well, I don't know, because I ain't never read it for myself. Listen, I just went to church and tried to get some. I wasn't trying to read it for myself. But I got healed through somebody upsetting me. And listen, we just want to be served. We are such a service-friendly environment now. If it can't go in the microwave, we can't even cook it. It's like, what do you mean you want me to cook dinner? I can't put that steak in the microwave. You want me to actually grill it up or something? I can put it in the microwave for 5 minutes and see how that does you. What do you mean it's chewy when you stick it? It's not as good unless you marinate it and take your time to cook it. What in the world? Like, you have some of these fast food hamburgers, right? Man, they make it, you're like, that's a good burger. You know, you're trying not to vomit and stuff like that. But you go home and cook one out on a grill, and it takes about 2 hours to make the patties and thaw out the meat and do all this. But it is so worth it to eat that grilled hamburger off the grill at home. Now, it's faster to drive through the drive-thru, but it ain't as good. And our society right now, we want to be served. We want to go to church and be served. But God didn't call us to be served. He called us to be servants. There's a difference to be a servant and to be served. The servant is not getting served, he's serving. But the church wants to be served. If you ain't serving me, I ain't happy. If you ain't serving my needs, if it ain't about me, listen, this ain't about me. This ain't about you. I hate to let y'all know this, but this is about Him. It's only about Him. We cannot make it about ourselves. Listen, every once in a while, I would like to make it about myself. It is never about me. I was like, are you serious, God? It can't be about me this week?
Right.
Just give me 2 days. Can I have it about me for 2 days? He was like, you're either going to do what you're called to do or you're not. And listen, I told my one friend, I was like, you're a sloppy Christian. I was like, I don't want to offend you or anything, but I told her. And she was like, you're right. But we claim to be these people that worship God and do all this stuff. And see, fear has set in. That's why I don't even watch the news or anything. It's because I believe, see, everybody keeps thinking that something's going to happen before the end of the year. And I said something's going to happen, but I didn't know when it was going to happen. I just feel like something was going to happen. But then I was talking to God, and God kind of said, you know, anytime I'm going to do something, the devil gets scared. He said, anytime something's going to change, isn't it like us? We pray, God, please change this. I want something different. I want something new. God, we need more. We need you to do it. And then He starts moving some stuff out of the way to get you what you've been praying for. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on, God? I'm freaking out. Some stuff's changing. He was like, didn't you say you wanted something new? But as soon as it happens, we start getting fearful because we ain't comfortable in it. See, we're used to this. It's like playing video games. I don't know if y'all ever played video games, but every time you go to a new level, there's new stuff. You don't know where all the cool weapons are and all this is and all that on the next level. But now you've got this one mastered. This one's fun to play because you know where everything's at. You know when the dude's going to come around the corner. You're like, I know when he's coming out, so you're ready. You're like standing there like, come on, make my day. Come around the corner. And then you blow their head off, right? But when you go to the next level of any video game, there's new stuff, and you don't know where it's at. You don't know what's going on, so now you're like, you have to wait for it. It's like, you're just standing there like, I know something's fixing to happen, but I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know where any of the cool prizes are. Well, that's how it is when you serve God. You get comfortable on this level, you don't want to go to the next level because you know how to operate this level. See, this level will freak you out just a little bit. They'll be like, I'm freaking out. Every time God does something, every time God hurts me and takes something away from me or does something, it takes me to another level. But it's painful. Change is painful. Nobody likes change. So they want the comfort in the, let's stay the same. Let's stay the same. So I believe that the devil's trying to put the fear on all the Christian people. Boy, there's fixing to be something happen. There's going to be devastation. There's going to be this. Yeah, there is. But it ain't going to be for the Christians. It ain't going to be for the ones that's serving God. Listen, even if you brought something on some people, it wouldn't be on your own children. You wouldn't be messing them up. He's like, oh, you want to mess with my kids? What if he's going to do some devastation to all these ones that's been mocking us and talking trash about the Christians and making fun of us, and then he's going to be like, bam. So the devil starts getting nervous. So then he starts making the children of God nervous. Well, why don't y'all get nervous? Then you just open the door for the spirit of fear to come in. And once he gets a foothold in your life for the spirit of fear to come in, and see, God's probably doing something in the earth and bringing something new, gonna do some stuff, and the devil brings the spirit of fear on us. Because he's the one that's scared. He don't want it to change. He's been running rampant, doing all this stuff, and if God comes in, woo! So now he's like, y'all better freak out. Y'all better be scared. Let me tell you what's going to happen. People have been talking about devastation. I was like, well, good. Maybe you're going to have some devastation, but I ain't. I serve the Most High God. There ain't going to be devastation in my life. There might be some stuff that I don't like, but I'll be like Elijah. Everybody else is starving, and here's a raven bringing me some food. I'm like, what? Because that's the Jesus I serve. But if you believe that you ain't going to get no food, you ain't going to get no food. I mean, because can you imagine Elijah sitting out here at the creek? Ain't nothing around. And we live in the desert, so I can understand this. You put me out by a cactus, all right? And have the crow bring me some dinner. I'm going to be like, what a mighty God we serve. You know, you're going to break down in some song and get some stuff done, because you stand here and here's you some steak. What a thank you. Here's you some bread. Here's you know, and you're like, and then you drink from the creek. But see, people, if you expect devastation in your life, you will receive it. Because you open the door to fear to receive devastation. God said, I don't know why my children are scared. I'm the only person you should fear. You shouldn't fear anything around here. You shouldn't fear this person. You shouldn't fear that person. They should probably fear you if you're exactly who you should be in the name of Jesus Christ. They might be like, listen, I don't want to put no stone around her neck or hurt her, because it says it would be better to throw yourself into the lake with a, what kind of stone is that that they say put around your neck? A millstone. And throw yourself in than to mess with one of mine. And so everybody's like, oh, there's devastation coming. There's going to be famine. There's going to be this. There's going to be that. Well, not at my house. So if y'all hungry, y'all come over here. Because we ain't missing no meals. I got the Tootsie Roll going on. If y'all need an extra roll, I'll let you have one. I got some. Got some extra stuff here. Maybe he's fattening me up so when everybody else is starving, I'll be sitting back going, I got another 10 pounds to go. I'll be fine. I'm living off my fat. It's good. You know. But I said, okay, God. So today he was talking to me and he said, in 2017, I believe this is going to be an amazing year, 2017. A lot of people ain't believing that. A lot of Christians ain't believing that. A lot of other people ain't believing that. But I believe that this is going to be, listen, if it ain't your year, it's going to be mine. I'll claim it. Right. I'll receive it.
Amen.
He said, I believe in 2017, God is going to weed out the hot from the cold, the true from the false, the life from the death, the saints from the Satan worshipers, the love from the lies, the anointed from the disappointed, and the blessed from the mess. There will be no more deception. And I believe that every preacher standing in a church, in a congregation, leading the flock astray. See, because a lot of them don't know. They didn't go there deciding to be led astray. They went to a church to find God. And they'd say, this is where you find him. And so they go, and the preacher's leading the flock astray. They don't even know they're astray. They think they're getting the real stuff. They're getting the real deal. But I think that God's going to shine a light on every pastor that's been leading his flocks astray. And I believe that all of the congregation is going to start getting vilely ill in their stomach. And they're going to be like, we can't even sit here and we can't even listen to this garbage no more. I think it's time. Because listen, I've been to so many churches and I sit there And I'm just like, God, where are you? Where are you, God? And I've been to so many, and I can't find him. Now, I'm not saying all of them are that way. Don't get me wrong, not all of them. But I'm saying most of them are that way. Because when you preaching about being sick, when you preaching about being poor, when you preaching about not having blessings, that ain't the word of God. He said you are highly blessed and highly favored when you serve Jesus Christ. And these preachers are talking about being sick and being this and being that and how they're sick in their body. They'll sit there and glorify the sickness in their own body, and it's like, how can you heal people when you're sick? How, if I come to your house and I'm a salesman and I tell you I got this spot remover, look at this spot remover, see this cleaner? See this big spot here? I'm going to look at that. Look at that. See how it takes it out? Now you're wearing a shirt with this huge spot on it. But now you're trying to sell me a cleaner that takes out spots. But your shirt's all stained up. And I'm going to be looking at you like, so you don't use your own product? Is that what this is? You don't use the spot remover, you're just trying to sell it. So Jesus heals, but you sick and dying. I just want to know, because if you want me to purchase what you're selling, do you really believe it works, or are you trying to sell me some false goods? Because really, think about it. You got this stuff that says it's the spot cleaner, but you got a big spot on your shirt. Now you tell me how great your stuff is, but you dirty. And you like, let me see your spot cleaner. No, it don't work because your spot ain't come out yet. I don't know. I don't know what you got on this that made it remove, but this is not working for me. Because if you don't believe in what you're selling, you can't sell it. You got to know what you're selling is true. That's why people tell me, well, healing's not for this time. No, healing is not for this time for you. It is for me. Casting out demons ain't of this time. Well, then what time is it for? See, I believe what I'm selling. You can't even talk me out of it. You can't tell me that this ain't real, that you don't have to believe this. Listen, you couldn't talk me out of it. Listen, if I get sick and I'm sick and I have to go to the hospital, that's because I need to minister to a doctor. That's why I'm at the hospital. It may look like I have a sickness or a disease, but I'll be getting up out of that bed walking out because I'm going to see a doctor or I'm going to see a nurse. If it's really about Jesus, I ain't there because I'm sick. It may look like I'm sick in the physical, but in the spiritual, there might be a divine appointment that I need to go see somebody. And unless you get sick, you can't go to the hospital. I need to see Dr. So-and-so. Well, why? Because I need to minister to him. They're going to be throwing you out. They're going to be like, get security. Some crazy chick's down there wanting to see Dr. So-and-so, and she ain't even sick. Can you believe this chick wants to see the doctor? Well, you think we just going to let you see the doctor and you ain't sick? So you go in there sick. I'm sick. I need to see the doctor. Then you minister to the doctor. Are you saved? If you died today, doctor, are you 100% sure you're going to heaven? Are you going to heaven, doctor? Do you know that doctors are so busy that most of the time they don't have time to go to church? Because they're scheduled, and if somebody doesn't go see the doctor, see, when it's about God, it's about God. When it's about you, it's about you. And you always think it's about you, and it's always about God. When you figure this out, your life will be so much easier. Because then when you get sick and you got to go to the hospital, you'll be like, okay, God, why am I here? I know I ain't here because I'm sick, because I don't get sick. So this might be the form of it, but what's the solution of it? Who am I supposed to see here? What am I supposed to be doing? God, because this is your plan, not mine. But see, this is what we do. We go, I'm sick, I'm dying, I'm sick, I'm dying, I'm sick. Well, now you sick and dying, not me. I'm like, I don't know why I'm here. My body says that I might be sick, but I'm saying I'm not. But I'm here to minister to you because, see, if you have Jesus in you, it doesn't matter where you go. Jesus comes out. They might not even want to see you. Sometimes I walk in the 99-cent store and they're like, oh my gosh, that crazy chick is here again. You know she's going to be praying over somebody. You know she is. Because she just walked in the door. You know what's going to go down. So the one lady, the cashier, when I walked in the door, I had had a migraine for like 2 days. My head hurt. And so when I go to check out, I was like, well, I'm looking for somebody that has a headache and a migraine. That's what I'm looking for. She was like, man, I knew it. She goes, as soon as I see you come in the door, and I've had this headache for like a week, I knew that you were looking for me. I hadn't even said nothing to her yet. But she knew as soon as because she knew who I was, see? See, when you have Jesus, when you're really a true Christian and a true believer, they will know you by what you do, not what you say. Listen, I can tell you I'm a hip-hop artist, but if I can't rap, y'all be like, okay, yeah. Listen, pay attention. Here's a pick of the plot. I got something so good that I can't stop. I got God. You know what I mean? And everybody needs to see what I see. He is true. And he's always there for you. Fall, get up, you see, because he is here for eternity. You got troubles? Don't look around. Just look up. And the truth will be found. God loves us unconditionally. Go with him. Fly and just be free. The moral of my story is get saved and live sin free. Have power. Power like he. Now see, I ain't getting paid for that stuff though, okay? Like I ain't got no record deal, but I can break some stuff off in you. It doesn't matter. But now if I go around telling people I'm a rapper, I'm a rapper, they're gonna be like, listen, you cute, you real cute. You real cute, you ain't no rapper. We know you ain't making no money doing that, even if you think you is. But listen, when I walk in, they know. They know this chick's going to be in our store praying for some people because she done stopped by to get a loaf of bread. It's happening. I can't help it. It's in me. It has to come out. I don't want to keep it for myself. What's the use of having Jesus if you keep it for yourself? It's like having your own party, but nobody shows up. You make all this food. You ain't doing it for yourself. When you have a party, you're doing it so other people can come and be involved, and so that you can help them, and you want them to eat their food and be like, oh, this is the best dip I've ever ate. And you're like, yeah, I know. Isn't that stuff awesome? And they got their finger in it, you know. And you're like, yeah. Okay? But what's the use of throwing a party for yourself and sitting there by yourself? See, when something's so good, you want everybody to have some. You don't want to keep it for yourself. Except, you know, when you ate something that tastes really bad and then you try to get everybody to try it. Oh my gosh, this tastes awful. Taste that. Taste it. It's disgusting. Go ahead, taste that. They're like, why do I want to taste this? You just told me it was nasty. Maybe it's just me. Just go ahead. Smell it. Taste it. And they're like, I don't want to taste it. You just threw up after having a bite. I know, but try it for yourself. That's why I say you should never have to put Jesus down somebody's throat. You should never have to force them to eat it. I go around like this all the time. Woo! Yeah. Yeah. Woo! And they're like, what is wrong with you? I was like, I got Jesus. I'm having a good time. Woo! I'm so blessed. I'm driving an Escalade. I ate steak last night. See that roll right there? Woo! And they're like, oh yeah? I was like, yeah. How do you get all this stuff? Jesus. They're like, well, we want some Jesus too. We ain't driving an Escalade. We didn't have steak last night. They want some because they see how good it is. But this is how most Christians is. How are you doing now? I'm alright. What's going on? Oh, everything. My daughter's having a bad day, and the baby's sick, and you know, grandmama done peed her pants the other day in the store, and it was awful, and you know, there's like some stuff's happening, and it's just so bad. And they're like, I don't want anything you got. Listen, you just ruined my day. I was having a good day till I ran into you. God's stuff should be amazing. When somebody sees that God is amazing, then they want some God. But if they don't see that God's amazing, they don't want none. If I'm eating a piece of cheesecake, and I'm like, this is cheesecake. I'm like drooling at the mouth, like cheesecake. I love cheesecake. And I have a hole in here. You're going to be like, hey, give me a piece of cheesecake. I'm going to be like, no, it's really good. If it tasted bad, I'd let you try it. But since it don't, I'm keeping the whole cheesecake for myself. And I wouldn't have to convince you to eat it. You would be like, I want some. That's how God should be in our lives. It should make people want some of what you got. That's why Lisa even became the Christian she is today, because when she met me, she was like, there's no way that this crazy chick that's having a good time riding around in a convertible with her hair going like this and jamming out some Christian music, doing all kinds of fun, crazy stuff is a Christian. If the sinners can have fun, we should be able to have a good time. Listen, if I died tomorrow, I'm going to enjoy today. If I died tonight, I am going to enjoy this day. Because everybody thinks that tomorrow you're going to breathe again. Tomorrow you're going to live again. Tomorrow, you ain't promised that. There ain't nothing in your story that says tomorrow nothing's going to happen. Tomorrow, you're not going to be in a car wreck and go home to be with the Lord. Nothing says that. So what are you doing today? What is today looking like for you? If I have a cushiony ministry, see, people don't get it because, like, I'm so crazy, I'm so fun, but I'm so real. I'll tell you the truth. I'll be honest. If I'm not honest, I'm not doing my job. That's why I say, if you don't want real counseling, don't call me, because I'll tell you how it is. I'll be like, listen, y'all are acting like children. Get it together. Quit doing that. But it's so hard. No, it ain't. Just stop. People make stuff so much harder than it is. They're like, we don't want to do this anymore. This is ruining our life. Well, then quit doing it. Well, that's easier said than done. No, it's really not. You don't want to play in the mud and get dirty? Don't play in the mud and get dirty. See, look, and see how easy this is? Y'all are the ones that make it hard. I don't know why you got to make it hard. Drugs are killing me. I don't want to do drugs anymore. Quit doing drugs. Alcohol is ruining my family. I don't want to do alcohol anymore. Don't do alcohol anymore. Listen, there's a lot of stuff I had to give up that I didn't even want to give up, but now I wouldn't go back to. Because I knew that God should probably be high just to deal with us. Can you imagine? Just look at the people around you that you have to deal with on a daily basis. And then look at how many people add that by millions to God. And he has to deal with that group and this group over here and I was like, God, why haven't you killed us? I'd have done wiped all of us out. Y'all are lucky I'm not God. See, don't serve me, okay? Because I'd done wiped everybody out. Be like, I'm done with y'all. Bam! Y'all are done. Thank goodness that he has given me patience and love and understanding, because sometimes my husband's hearing me minister and doing counseling, and he's like sitting over there going, his lips starts twitching, and he's like, just tell it. I'm like, calm down over there. You got to handle it like this. You know why? Because I know where I've been. So you can't forget where you've been to where you came. Because then when somebody's going through something you've done been through, you can't forget that you've done been there and that person and did that. I'm going to call one of my friends, but I ain't going to say no names, but if they watch the video, they will know who I'm talking about. And we went to this event, and this guy just wanted to be around him. But the guy had been drinking. But I'm telling you, he was all like, I just want to hang out with you. But he was kind of annoying because he had been drinking. Okay? But But this guy used to drink. This guy used to be that guy. But now he's not that guy no more. You can't forget who you used to be just because you ain't that person no more. Because when you come along in somebody else's body, you know, every once in a while I run into my old self in somebody else, and I'll be like, I will slap you. No, I'm just kidding. But that's what you think, because you didn't know how annoying you was when you was like that. And then you come around somebody that's like that, and then you's like, and God's like, that used to be you. And you're like, nuh-uh, I was never that bad. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Ask me again. So I told that guy, he was like, oh, we had to leave. I was fixing to nail him. I was going to knock him out. Now, this is in ministry. And he's going to knock somebody out. And I looked at him and I was like, didn't that used to be you? You could have ministered to him, and you missed the opportunity because you just got on you nerves. Listen, he might not talk to me next week, okay? But I'm telling you, I had to tell him, you used to drink. You used to be just like that. Because that's what God told me. Tell him, how did it feel to run into yourself? Because that's the way you used to be. So when I run into people, I don't automatically start judging and condemning and stuff, because I was like, that could be me. Where could you not be right now when you drive by the homeless person digging in the trash can? One job away, one paycheck away from digging in the trash can. We have to start looking at stuff differently than what we do. Then we have already arrived. I will never arrive until I arrive in heaven. And then still he'll have to fix me up. It says we get a new body and everything. I'm going to be skinnier than I am now. I'm just letting you know. And I will actually be 29 instead of just saying I'm 29. That's okay. I'm just going with that. But even Lisa, one day this girl was doing something, and I was like, and let me tell you what, and she goes, that sounds like what I used to do. And I was like, oh my gosh, did you just say that? Because when you run in, now she's going to know how to handle somebody in ministry that starts doing that, because she's like, I used to do that. See, but we forget where we're at and where we came from and where we're going. See, I might be this person today, but next year I might be a different person. Because with God, you're constantly growing and changing, and then you have to remember, well, what happened when I first started ministry? Maybe I didn't handle some stuff the way I should have when I first started, that I know how to handle now, that I didn't know how to handle then. Let's see here. Because when you have fear, you know, that's why it says you should only fear God. Because God's the only person that can kill the body and the soul. He's the only person that can kill both. It says that in the Bible. Why do you fear somebody that can only kill the body? You should fear the one that can kill the body and the soul. Because see, if you kill me, see, people think that you shouldn't. Like I hitchhiked one time to a church function. Nobody ever asked me how I got there any other time. But I didn't have a car. And I needed to get to this church function. So I was like, well, I'm going to hitchhike. So I hitchhiked up the mountain to the church. Nobody ever asked me how I get there. This day, everybody wants to ask me, how'd you get to the church? Well, you can't lie, you're in church. So I was like, well, I hitchhiked. They were like, what are you, crazy? You can't do that. You can't hitchhike. I was like, why not? Because somebody could kill you. I said, and? I said, this is what's going to happen. They going to kill me and I'm going to heaven, or they're going to get saved and they're going to go to heaven. They might only pick me up hitchhiking once. They may never, they'd be like, that's a crazy chick to try to get me saved. Woo, keep on going. But listen, if somebody rapes you, you know, we have so much unforgiveness. But if somebody rapes you, and you don't want to forgive that person, you aren't setting yourself free and you're not setting them free. Because listen, let me tell you right now, there is nothing that you could do to me that would make me want you to burn in hell or me to burn in hell for. Nothing. If you rape me, I'm going to forgive you. Because I don't want you to burn in hell. Because that's for eternity. See, this is a short lifetime. This is very short. But we think it's so long. But eternity is forever and ever, and it never stops, and it goes on. And I wouldn't wish for anybody to burn in hell. I don't care what you did to me. See, when you feel that way, when you have that kind of love for God and people, that you don't care. Listen, if you kill me, I go to heaven. If you rape me, I'm still going to heaven. If you steal from me, I'm still going to heaven. What can somebody take from you? As Christians, somebody shouldn't be able to steal from you, because whatever they want, you should give it to them. Because whatever is going on down here doesn't matter. It's what goes on after here. See, everybody thinks this is what matters. What's going on right here in this world? What's going on? This does not matter. It matters what happens after you leave this world. That's what matters. How can you not forgive somebody? How could you want something? See, you know how you used to have that saying, you used to tell people, burn in hell. Go to hell. That's what you used to say. Go to hell. I would never speak those words to anybody, because you don't understand the power of what you're saying and what you're condemning them to. Because it ain't like, okay, 70 years you're going to be in hell and you're going to be suffering. It's eternity. And forever and ever and ever, with no escape and no, like, you can't get out of it. And you want to die, but you can't die. And you're tortured every single day. Now tell me, who do you hate enough that you would wish that type of life on anybody, no matter what they had done? No matter how they made you feel. But a lot of people like, you know, so-and-so did something to me. They molested my niece, and I hope they rot in hell. The reason why people do that is because when they're molested as a child, do you think that that child that's being hurt ever thinks, I'm going to grow up to molest somebody else? They never think that. They don't want that to happen. But in the transfer of molestation, there's a transfer of a spirit of molestation. And a lot of kids that are molested grow up to molest other people, but they didn't intend on doing it because it hurt so bad, and they would have never wished it on nobody. But there's a transfer of a demonic spirit onto the molester from the molesting. Just like in rape. A lot of people that get raped, there's a transfer of rape that goes on them. Abusers. You have a woman that is abused in a relationship, physically abused in a relationship. There's a transfer of abuse spirit that then she abuses her next boyfriend. Whether it's physically, mentally, mouthing, whatever it is, because she was abused, and it hurt her. See, she never thought that I'm going to abuse the next guy I'm with, because it hurt her. But the transfer of the demonic spirit from the abuser to the one that was abused, so So then the next relationship they go in, now they have the spirit of abuse on them, so they're abusing the other person. When it says we're not in war with flesh and blood, that's what it means. It means we are not in war with flesh and blood. We are in war with principalities. So how can you not forgive that person? Don't you understand that person didn't rape you? The devil did. People don't go out to try to find somebody to hurt intentionally. But there's a spirit on them that wants to take everybody out. Because you know how it is, hurting people hurt people. Joyful, wonderful people don't go around hurting people. It's the people that's been hurt and stuff has happened to them. So why do the people that stuff happens to them, why do they do the same thing that hurt them if it's not a transfer of a demonic spirit? Because you know, as the child being molested, that you would never at that point ever think about molesting another child, because you know what it felt like to be molested. You know. And you would never wish that on anybody else. But the spirits, you can't hardly fight it. And if nobody casts these spirits off, see, that's why we do deliverances. Is because if you don't cast these spirits off, they follow you. And they dwell in you. And they control your life. But people, the church ain't casting these spirits out. That's why the Christians can't be set free. It's like having a squatter in your house. They eating your food. We all had kids, so we know how this is. They eating your food. They using electricity. They done used your toilet paper. They used your favorite shampoo. That you had that one Jello left in the refrigerator, and you go in there, it's gone. But you're letting them stay there. And they're not going to leave until you tell them to leave. Well, the demonic spirits is sitting here in your body because of stuff you've been, places that you've been to, stuff that's happened to you, all this stuff. And nobody ever said, you have to leave. You are no longer allowed to stay here. Get out. So they're like, listen, if I can have a free meal, free ride, free this, free that, I'm sitting right here. Because demonic spirits feed off your soul and your life force and your body. So if you're going to allow them to stay there, they're going to stay. But see, nobody's ever taught this. Nobody ever taught, listen, there's stuff on you that you need to get rid of. Nobody teaches that stuff. What a difference it makes when you can be actually set free of something and not go back to it because you don't have the desire anymore because you were set free from it. I'm going to tell you about pornography right now. I'm going to tell you about soul ties of pornography. Because it's a sexual act. And in the Bible, when you got married, it was through sex. So they didn't have a piece of paper and stuff. So the bride would wait in the room, and they would send the groom in, and they would consummate the marriage. That's how they were married. So, this is what happens in pornography. This woman has had how many sexual partners? This man that are making these X-rated movies, how many sexual partners have they had? Now, you're watching it doing a sexual act. So all the demons that's on this person and all the demons that are on this person now have access to you. Now, you just imagine how many demonic spirits this is, because once you sleep with somebody, you have a soul tie. So, if you don't break the soul tie with that person, then everybody they have a soul tie with has access to you through a soul tie. Everybody they had a soul tie with has access to you through a soul tie. Because a soul tie means they can go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And see, that's why people don't understand that when you can cast a lot of demons off somebody, but they keep coming back and they don't understand. But if you're going home and watching pornography and you're opening that gateway and they coming in and out, in and out, in and out, you can't get rid of them because you keep opening that door. That is one of the worst places to pick up demonic attachments is through pornography. And people don't preach on that. They don't teach on that. See, that this is the way churches are. If we don't talk about it, it don't exist. If you don't speak about the devil and what's going on, it can't hurt you. Well, that's a lie. Just because you don't teach me about dynamite, if I light a stick, it will still blow my hand off. But then I can say I didn't know. I didn't know with messing with this stick of dynamite could blow me up. That's why I watch stuff that has to do with demonic spirits. I watch stuff that, because I'm in warfare. And I want to know who my enemy is. I want to know what his weak points are. I want to know where to go in. I want to know what to do and how to get him. Because I'm telling you what, he knows my weak points. He knows where I'm at. He always comes at my weak spot. The enemy always comes where you're weak at. So if he knows your weaknesses, if he studied you and know who you are, why don't you know who your enemy is? You ain't never seen somebody go into war and they ain't had the map out and be like, their camp is set up over here. We sent somebody in to spy on them. And they got this many guns, and they got this many people, and they got this secret bunker over here. And they don't just go in there and be like, okay, we going in, fully loaded, gonna blow these people up. No, they check out the enemy before they ever go in. So you should know who the enemy is before you go into battle. But nobody's teaching you who the enemy is, what their secrets are, what they do, how they use the people that are closest to you to hurt you. Right as soon as you're fixing to graduate, let me tell you something. As soon as God's fixing to move you to the next level, some stuff will happen. And you'll quit right before the graduation. You'll be like, I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of it. That pissed me off. And I'm out. I ain't even doing it no more. I'm done. Now you are fixing to get your graduation. You are fixing to go to the next level. And here comes the enemy. What's this? What's this? What's this? Let's see. Let's see. Because all that God has to do, God could even be testing you. Let me put a little pressure on you and see what happens. Oh, you want to do ministry? You want to serve God? You want to do this? Because we tell him all kinds of stuff. Lord, I'll do whatever you want. I just love you, God. I just want to serve you. I just want you to be a part of my life. God, I just praise your holy name. Oh, you do? Well, here, let's put a little pressure on that. I'm out. Never mind. I was just kidding. I was kidding, God. I was kidding. It got a little heavy there for a second. I'm out. And then the next thing you know, you pray, Lord Jesus. I don't know why I can't hear from you no more. You know how much I love you, Lord. Please work with me. Please do this. And we tell him and promise him all this stuff that we're going to do, so he puts a little pressure on you. Now, if you can, you know that's how they make diamonds, don't you? Out of pressure. You can't get the good jewel unless you put pressure on it. I mean, you can have a funky diamond that's all cut up, scratched up, messed up, but the ones that are really beautiful, there was a lot of pressure on them. And so when God puts a little pressure on us, it's so that we can come out shining. But no, as soon as he puts pressure on us, we start squirming, worming, we're out. We was a Christian yesterday, but today we something else. We don't even know what we are today. But if that serving God gets kind of hairy and I didn't have a razor to shave my underarms, I'm out. They'll be like, I'm out. Good. Now, if he wants to give me all the amenities to do it, then I'm in. But if I have to do any work, then I'm out. See, and I have to be honest, because I'm a little lazy sometimes too in the ministry. So God told me to start walking around this whole block and start praying probably about 6 months ago. And start walking around this block and praying to take authority over this neighborhood and all the drugs and everything else. Well, that took effort. Can't you sit in the front yard and pray for the community without having to walk around the block? Like, this ain't a little block neither. It's not like a little street block that, it's like this big. Now, he's told me to do this, and I haven't done it yet. So I'm telling you, this is how it is. He wants some action. He don't just want, like, Lord. Now, if I was a skinny chick, I would be walking around the block. But I'm not. Okay? So can't we just pray for them in the car? Can we drive the car around the block and pray? He said, but I said everywhere you lay your foot would become holy, and that you could take the ground if you would walk it and put your foot upon it. And I told Moses' people that if they would walk the land, it would belong to them. And I was like, but my car has 4 wheels and a stereo system. So I could even jam some Christian music while I was driving around the block. That's not what he wants. He wants me to walk the block. Because I've been praying for him. He said, well, go get them. I was like, now look, just bring them in. Just bring them to me. He's like, go get them. I was like, no, listen. Bring them in, God. Listen to what I'm saying. He wants us to do something. But see, that goes back to being served and being a servant. So I'm not telling y'all I got this all together and I know what I'm doing, because I don't. But I know that he told me to do that, and I haven't done it. Because it would take something out of my life and my time. See, we want God's plan for our lives as long as it don't affect what we're doing. And as soon as his plan starts affecting your plan, then all of a sudden, it must be the devil. Then the devil's affecting your plan. But maybe God's affecting your plan. So we need to be obedient. So now I'm going to have to start walking, because now I talked about it. Now I'm going to have to, now everybody knows that I'm failing, and I got to start walking the thing so that I can talk to the community. They already know who I am. They stay clear of me. Unless they need prayer, then they flag me down. Okay, now get out of here before something else happens. They call me in and then push me out. It's like, okay. But it's ministering to them. They know if they need prayer where to go on this street. They know. So I guess I'm going to have to do that. And it may be wonderful. See, the thing is, it may be opening doors and doing stuff that you're not even thinking about. And just being obedient, it always turns out amazing. I know there's so many times that God's told me to do something and I didn't want to do it. And I felt scared. But then, after I do it and I look back, I was like, that is so awesome. Listen, it's kind of like the one time we went to feed the homeless. And this demon-possessed guy started going across there yelling at us and cussing us. Okay, we cast out demons sitting here before, but we never really done it there before. So you got this big dude, tattoos all over him, with no shirt on, cussing you and screaming at you. You bind you in the name of Jesus. Well, you don't know what's going to happen, so he fell out. Fell out in the middle of the park, just bam. Then we all looking at him like, now what are you supposed to do with him? So here goes my mom. Here she goes with a bag of food, like she's going to feed the guy that's passed out. We love you. We're going to pray for you. I'm like, Mom, wait. And now I'm getting ate by ants. So I'm trying to get ants off me, fire ants. So we are standing around this dude, casting out this demon in the middle of this park. Now the other people that live in the park, the other homeless people are like, get away from him. Are you crazy? Do you know who that is? We don't even care. We got this guy circled up, whole bunch of Christians. In the name of Jesus, get out, get out. He's growling, he's clawing the ground, he's begging, telling us to shut up. Then he's telling God, then he starts begging God to help him. We just keep casting this sucker out. If there would have been a video going on right then, because the other homeless people are like, they're trying to get us like, get away from him. That's that crazy dude. You know my lip I told you about last week? He's the one that punched me. What are you doing? And we're sitting here casting out this demon and this guy. Now, we would have never seen that coming. But now when we look about it, it was amazing. That guy sat up and didn't even know where he was, didn't know who he was, didn't know how he had gotten there, because he was so demonically possessed that he didn't know. He was like, where am I? What am I doing here? And we're like, we don't know who you are. But we know that we just cast some demons out of you, okay? But until you experience stuff like that and know this is real, it's good to set people free. I've had people come in here and just be like downtrodden. And then you pray for them and cast demons out. And it's like they walk out this different person. Like, I would like to videotape people walking in and then people walking out. Because I don't think they know what they look like when they come in to what they look like when they're leaving. I get phone calls. I do it on the phone too. And you will hear in their voice their whole demeanor, their whole life change. I'm talking about in Ohio, in California. I mean, this is not just my ministry. I do phone deliverances. People call me. People I don't even know. They've heard about me through somebody else, and they're like, how much do you charge? I was like, I don't charge to cast out demons. How wrong would that be? I'm going to charge you to be set free. No. Listen, God pays me. I can't be charging people for a gift that's free. It ain't even mine. See, I could charge you if it belonged to me. But the gifts of God don't belong to me. They belong to Him. So I can't charge you to do something that'd be like this person owning a car and I'm going to charge you to rent their car. He's like, you don't even own the car. No, but listen, I'm making money off this. I will let you rent their car for $100. You can't let me rent their car. You don't even own their car. What do you mean that you're going to let me rent their car? It's not your car. So see, that's how stupid people charging to do ministry when they don't own it. And if they own it, it's not God. It's them. So how can I charge you to cast out demons when I'm not the one that casts out demons? How can I charge you for healing when I don't do healing? He does. I don't do healing. He heals the sick. He casts out the demons. I don't. I'm just a vessel. He uses me to do it, but I don't own it. I ain't got no copyrights on that stuff. So everybody can use it. The only way they can't use it is if there's a copyright on it. And you can't copyright this. So everybody has the opportunity to use it. Well, God bless y'all. I was going to read a scripture. Okay, I'll read it. I'll read it anyway. This is what it's about. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, Lord has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and to open the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and the garments of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. Now let me tell you what kind of year it's going to be. I believe that God is going to weed out the hot from the cold, the true from the false, the life from the death, the saints from the Satan worshipers, the love from the lies, the anointed from the disappointed, the blessed from the mess. And then right here it says, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our God, and to comfort the mourners. And that's what he was talking to me about today. He said this year is going to be a new year. And this year, he's going to take back everything that has been led astray by man. Because the people that were led astray, it wasn't by God. God wasn't in that. And do you know how much that hurts him? When you've been a parent and they had this friend and your kid was a really good kid, and then this friend comes along and this friend does bad stuff, and your kid starts to follow them, and the parent is hurt. The parent is like, listen, you wouldn't normally do that. Why are you doing that? Because they were led astray. And the children of God have been being led astray. They've been led into false religion that binds you up and not sets you free. That's what religion means. Bound up. Isn't that what it means, babe?
To bind or return to bondage.
To bind or return to bondage is what the word religion means. So, I don't want any form of religion. Because I believe that's Pharisees. I believe that's who Jesus was talking to the whole time he walked the earth. They knew the Bible, they knew the Word, they knew this, they knew that, but they didn't know Jesus. Listen, I can tell you that I know Jesus, and it doesn't matter. What matters, does Jesus know me? See, I voted for Donald Trump. But if I seen him, and I'd be like, dude, don't you know me? I voted for you. Like, I'm part of the reason why you the president. What's up? He'd be like, who is this? Security? Security. But I do got a gun. Never mind. I do. Never mind. But you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't know me. He wouldn't know who I am. So how many people...
20 minutes. It was the chair.
Yeah, whatever. So how many people are going to say, I know Jesus. I know him. I read his book. I read the book that he wrote. I prayed. I prayed for people. I did this. I did that. And then all of a sudden, they're going to meet him, and he's going to say, who are you? I don't know you. Just because you know me doesn't mean I know you. Just because people in this town know who I am does not mean I know who they are. Just because they've heard about me because I pray for people and do this I don't know them. So they would come up to me like, oh my gosh, aren't you that chick that like lays hands on people and does this stuff like that? Like, I know you. Well, I know so-and-so that knows you that knows them. Yeah, man, we run in the same group. And I'm like, what group is that? I don't know. So the difference, the reason why my ministry and my healing and my this works is because Jesus knows me. It doesn't matter whether I'm with God. It only matters, is God with you? That's what you need to be asking yourself. Is God with me? Or am I just with God? Because it makes everything different. All these churches can say, I'm with God. I'm with God. I know Jesus. But see, when Jesus knows them, there'll be healing in their church. People will be being set free. That's the difference. Because then you know Jesus is there. God is there. God is with them. But if that's not happening, is God there? So 2017, I want some people that know God and God knows them to get excited about 2017. We are not looking for destruction. We are not looking for all this stuff. Not the true children of God. Listen, there will be a hedge of protection around us. Listen, there could be a sinkhole around this whole place, but this place right here will be remaining. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, I don't care what's going on, because I'm standing firm on the foundation of Jesus Christ. So, the children of God this year are going to be abundantly blessed. Even if other people are not, we will be. And I ain't fearing nothing that's coming. Nothing. I don't care what it is. I ain't scared. Because what a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Heaven and earth adore Him. Listen, what a mighty God we serve. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good evening. Amen.
Oh, I've heard 1,000 stories of what